Good morning. Well, I seem to have picked this spot as the spot where I talk to you before I head out. So I have a really fun day ahead, and I thought because of that I might bring you along with me. Mum is going to be joining us, and the plan of action is we're actually heading to Caloundra for an antiques and vintage fair. It's like an indoor complex. I have never been to anything like this before, so I have no idea what to expect. I'm a little bit excited just to kind of see what they have there. I think it's like antiques, vintage, collectibles, that kind of thing. And then, because we are in Caloundra and I am all about getting the garden ready for the upcoming season, there is not one, but 4 garden centres that if we have the time, I wouldn't mind going to. One is kind of a bit of a chain garden centre that I've been to many times, and I've taken you to many times. But the other 3 are kind of like independently owned ones. And I'm really curious just to see what they have in store. You know, I'm wanting to do the kitchen garden up. I've also got a number of gardening projects that I'm wanting to kind of tackle in the coming months. So wanting to have a really good kind of potter around and just see what they have in, see if I get any ideas for upcoming projects. Maybe we'll go for a little shop for the kitchen garden beds and see what kind of seedlings we can get in. So without further ado, I am going to spritz a little bit of perfume and we are going to head off. It's very weird weather today. It is sunny, and then it is raining, and then it is sunny again, so I did not know what to wear. It's also incredibly windy, so hair is up in a ponytail, so it's not blowing all around my face. I've picked a practical, very comfortable cotton dress just to wear. Even with the antiques fair, I'm thinking it's going to potentially be quite like a rummage situation. So I think practical is what I need. I've also got my Frankie 4 little sort of sneakery ballet flat shoes on. They're super comfortable. They've got lots of nice support in them. So if we're walking a lot today, at least I'll be supported. I'm going to bring a spare pair of shoes with me in case it absolutely buckets with rain and these get wet and I need to change shoes. I'm just preparing for all eventualities, basically. But anywho, let's grab out my bag and we'll get Mum, and we are going to head down to Caloundra and we're going to do the antiques, vintage and collectible fair first, and then we'll kind of get the lay of the land and see roughly where the garden centres are, what the time is, and how much time we think we have to kind of go and visit as many as possible. So I do really hope that you will join me for this. I think it's going to be such a fun day. Righty-o. So after probably 1, maybe 2 laps, the parking gods have smiled upon us, and we managed to jag a park pretty much right out front. So it's just there, and we've just parked in like pretty much right next to it, which is brilliant. Some people had parked like kilometers away. So it's just in this like indoor sort of sports stadium area. And Mum and I were very surprised by the number of people who are here. It is packed. So, I don't know, yeah, quick, that's once. We parked very close. We're just saying that person's going there, and we're like, it's slightly closer. But, yeah, so I'm going to be very interested to see what is in here, because there's many people here. How nice is this rocking chair? It's so gorgeous. It's a keyring telescope that actually like unfolds. Isn't it so cute? In the box. Oh. I like this basket as well, as like a harvest basket. That's very nice. How cool is this table? That's so nice. It's like a little side table. That is a very cute teapot. I love the little house ones. That's it. All the old bottles. gorgeous is that? Wow. You use it like as a champagne bucket. That's a really nice sort of tea set though, with like, I like the shape of the little, yeah. Except they don't have the teapot. But I like the shape. See, like the shape of the cup, like the teacup I think is really nice. Some of the silverware is absolutely stunning. There was a coffee pot. Did you see that big silver coffee pot with like the little, it's like a pack, a linen pack. Table runner, placemats, serviettes, all this gorgeous silver stitching filigree detail. Oh wow. That's so gorgeous. My sister collects salt and pepper shakers, and they've got heaps and heaps of little like all different types of salt and pepper shakers. But Mum's just spotted these. It's a little boy and a little girl kissing on a park bench. And they're salt and pepper shakers. How cute. I like the old school vintage hats. That is so sweet. Oh, that's very cute. With the gold detailing. They would just like perch just, oh, that would be very, very cute. I can imagine like a lady in like the 1920s, you know, and they'd like to little crimp the waves in the hair. Oh, so cute. I quite like this candelabra. I think that is so beautiful. Imagine that, like at the moment I've got the autumn decorations out, and like that in the middle of the dining room table with the berry wreath. That'd be so pretty. How cool is that? It's an antique silver top double perfume refill bottle. So each end, that's one perfume bottle, that's the other perfume bottle, but they're connected. That is so cool. So different. They've got that one. And then they've got this one here that's just not in the leather case anymore. That's slightly smaller. That's very different. Imagine having that in your handbag as like your little perfume bottle that you kind of take away with you. Rightio, heading out. Blue skies at the moment, which is brilliant. We didn't buy too much. Will and I were just saying there was a lot to see, but both of us kind of had specific things in mind that we were looking for. I was looking for a basket, a flower basket, and what else did I say? Oh, antique books I was looking for, and something else I said I was looking for that I didn't find. Anyway, and Mum's looking for paintings and stuff like that. So there were a few things, and there were definitely a few maybes, but nothing really. We did end up buying the thing for my sister, little salt and pepper shakers. So that will be nice. I'm sure she will love those. But we might actually, I think what's quite close to here is the ocean. And I haven't been down along the front there towards, we haven't been down along to the front in a little while. So we might have a little drive through there as we head back and on our way to the garden centres. I have had a little Google, and there is another kind of vintage store here in Caloundra. So we might also pop in there and have a little look. So heading into the car now. So we're just driving a little bit along the coast here. So this is basically just the coast road. And there's a little inlet, and we should be able to, you probably can't see the ocean from this. We should be able to just follow it along, and I'll give you a better shot maybe once we get to a point where we can kind of have the car facing the right way for you to see. So you're kind of getting a little bit of it here. So this is all open ocean beach, which is why today it is looking quite rough. But we'll find a better sort of spot in a moment. We're basically just driving right along the coast here. Heading towards a second-hand shop. I have no idea if you're going to be able to hear me over the wind, because it is very windy. So we're basically standing on the edge of Australia. It's the coastline here. And that you're looking at that looks super rough is the open ocean. So there's beaches where we're standing now. Obviously there's not a beach here, but there's beaches basically all around here that you can go and just swim in the open ocean area. It's really windy today, so the water is quite rough. So not the best sort of swimming day, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Even when it's like rough and wild like this, I just think the ocean is so beautiful. And the walkways, Mum and I have just been driving along the coast here, and this just seemed like a good sort of spot to stop and show you. But there's this gorgeous walk here throughout Caloundra. We were just saying it'd be such a pretty walk to do, like early morning or late afternoon. I reckon it'd be a good sort of hour and a half, but you'd walk all along the coastline here and take in all these incredible views. Arrived at the first garden centre. So this is Steps Garden Centre. I think they've got like a little cafe and all of that in here, but I've never been here before, so I'm very curious to see what it is like. It's so windy because we're on the coast, so I do apologise if you can hear a lot of the wind over the microphone. There's those things that grow as weeds. So we're just going to have a little potter around and just see what they've got in. I wonder if they've got vegetables here. I can see they've got heaps of greenhouses over there. So maybe we'll have a look in there and say, oh, I love that. How nice is this? So just going to have a little look at their vegetables. I do like seeing like what kind of unique sort of thing. Oh, little broccoli sprouts, basil. What's a curry tree? I did want kale, but I want the dwarf kale, not the dwarf. Just fits better. Ginger. Boysenberries. That's weird. What is a mushrooms don't grow like that? Cat's whiskers, a herbal medicinal tea. How funny, look at that. Lemon balm. Let me tell you, my lemon balm at home is looking just as lush and beautiful as this. I've been having it in my tea. It's absolutely delicious. It really adds something to tea. Oh, look at the cat. The cat statue's nice. Oh, she's beautiful. That could be quite nice on the front patio. As the statue on the front patio. Area. So they've got some really cute, oh, look at the colour of this. How nice is that? With like the purple. Oh, look! He's flowering! Oh, look at those sweet little flowers. I've decided that I like these better than the white one that I showed you earlier on. I think the colour of these is a lot nicer and a bit more like sympathetic. That size is quite good, so it's $200 that size. And that's $120 the next size down, which isn't too bad of a size. They're expensive, but they're definitely those like lifetime piece pots, you know, that you just have forever and you just constantly change the plants out of them. Something to have a bit of a think about. All right, we are done at this garden centre. No purchases here. I am intrigued by that cat, and I think maybe next we might head to the second garden centre and we'll see how we go there. Okay, I know, just seeing how quiet it is in Caloundra at the moment. So garden centre number 2, we're here. We're just going to have a little look and see what they've got here. Again, I've already said what I'm in sort of looking for, so maybe they will have something that takes our fancy. We've still got the one garden centre to go. Oh my gosh, look at all the fruit on that tree. I think so. Wow. Look at all of the mandarins.
Wow, they're doing something right.
I know, definitely. Oh, I don't mind that way or this way. You go this way first if you want, okay? Whichever.
I just like to grab a basket or something, but we can just come back to it.
Well, we may, I don't know if we'll see something. They've got all of their cactuses here. Oh, you can start to see they've got like all their maples and they're starting to lose their leaves, like the leaves are starting to change colour. Oh, that's so sweet. I do like a deciduous tree. So we've seen a number of things that are lovely. I love how they've done like the landscaping. See how they've put the like all the rocks in that? I think they've done like a really nice job of laying it out. It is a very pretty garden centre here. And this is ingenious. So there's all water through there, obviously where they've been watering the pots, but you're not walking in the water then. Very nice. It's got quite a nice natural element to the garden centre, which is really pretty. Ooh, there's pots and stuff in there. Malaysian orchid. Just having a little look at these dwarf Tipicina, the groovy baby with the purple flowers. They could be very nice. They're only 45 centimetres high by 45 wide. So that could be a really great option for several places in the garden. They're very hardy. I have a lot of the white ones, which you've seen many times, but this is like the smaller purple version. So I'm debating about maybe picking up a couple of those and just having them handy for gap filling. Just having a little look at the pots. So we're both partial to like this sort of size.
That would be too big compared, because the others are not that high.
No, but it's a nice different shape, and I don't mind this one here. Not to go out in the front patio, but just potentially, I don't know, somewhere else. It's quite nice. It's, yeah, as I said, it's 50, and I think that one's 85. And they all, yeah, they all have holes in the bottom and like drainage and that. They're quite nice, both of those. Yeah, I think for those little orientally kind of ones, I think that might be too big.
Too big, yeah.
Alright, we're picking up a few of these and a few pots. So 3 pots purchased, as well as 2 of the little groovy baby Tipicinas. And we're just gonna head, there's like a vintage sort of second-hand store and maybe like a minute away from here. So we thought we might stop in there on the way to the next spot. Alright, last stop. There was really nothing at that second-hand store, so I didn't show you too much. But this is our last stop of our little trip to Caloundra. Last garden centre, so we'll see how we go in here and what we're able to pick up. Wow, look how gorgeous all the colours are, the chrysanthemums. Oh, so beautiful. Wow. They've also got out all of their bulbs. You'll know, if you've been subscribed for a little while, you'll know I did the bulb experiment last spring and I had an incredible success, I'm pretty sure, with these ones here. So I wouldn't mind picking up a few more bulbs for spring. Maybe I pick up something a little bit different this time, do you think? I mean, the hyacinths did really well, but like, would you go like the blue? Or I had a multicolored pack and that worked quite well. I don't know. Ooh, how pretty are these? I wonder if I try something like this. Or do I just stick with what worked and maybe just do up like more of them? And maybe do it like 2 planters of bulbs because they were so beautiful. Alright, these are the ones that I have selected. So I'm going to do a rainbow mix, the grape ones, which are like a mascari, and then I've also added the China pink, which I think is really pretty. So we're just going to have a little potter around and just see what's here and what we might be able to get. Alright, we've got some indoor potting mix. I've got this basket for a pot at the front door. I'll show you that once I've got it in situ. And we also picked up some more of these half hoops. Alright, we've come to the goods. I think I'm going to do brown onions. They always do so well in the gardens. I might pick up some of those. Also like the beetroots, but I normally like the Heritage brand. I wonder if I have a little look. Let me see. Okay, so I normally like, these are the cherry Roma. They're normally quite good. So I might try some of those. What else do they have? There we go. That's the kale that I want. The dwarf blue Scotch kale. So I might start some of that. Maybe I'll try a different variety of tomato as well. Maybe I'll try one of these little, like the Roma ones. Just as something a little bit, just in case the first batch doesn't do as well. Or do I try one of these? Like, see, that's the cherry tomato, but they're already quite big. I wonder if I swap and I kind of get like maybe a biggish one so that hopefully I get tomatoes sooner rather than later before it gets too cold for them. Maybe that's a good idea. About purple beans. It's like a climbing bean. Purple King climbing beans. They're purple when harvested, but they turn green when cooked. For something a little bit different. I mean, he's already going, so I've never grown those before. So maybe that's a good test crop. Because I can't find my other runner beans, so I wonder if we just trial these for now. Alright, I'm just going to see if I can find like a good looking one, maybe. This one down here looks pretty good. Look at that. Oh, even this one here looks pretty good. Maybe we try these. That could be really interesting. And then strawberries. I wonder if that's summer harvests. Summer harvests. They're all summer harvest. I wondered if they were going to have some winter harvest, but it doesn't look like they will, which is unfortunate. broad beans. No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to have to shell something. Alright, so we'll check the next row and see what they've got in the next row. No cucumbers though, unfortunately. I know they don't normally like the cooler months, but I should still have a few more weeks left. Alright, we'll have a little look in here and just see if there's any herbs. If not, I might go back. Beetroot baby, I might go back for those other beetroots, I think. So I might pick up these strawberry sweethearts for the hanging pots. I also picked up some leeks. So we've got the little kind of collection going here. And then I just like to have a little look at their fruit trees. So definitely no cucumber. I may be a couple of weeks late, which is very unfortunate. I'm gonna have to make myself a note for like this time next year that I should have picked up cucumber seedlings and just kept them at home and just babied them until I could get them into the kitchen garden, because that is unfortunate. But we've got all the blueberries here. Oh, my blueberries are doing so good. Dwarf mulberry. I wonder how big that, I mean, even a dwarf mulberry gets 3 meters, so that's fairly big. You've got all your figs. Oh, I'm so excited about those purple beans. They're purple beans. That will be very interesting to grow. I've not grown them at all before. What's on the end here? Oh, they're all their blueberries here. Everyone's getting ready for blueberry season. I'm pretty sure I saw that you can propagate blueberries, so I think maybe I try and do that with the ones I've already got and do like a little collection. My cut flower garden is now been all cleared out and empty, so I'm just topping up with some new cut flowers. I've got this one here, Angel Fire, and look at this dahlia. Is that not the most spectacular thing you have ever seen? So I'm going to put that in the cut flower garden, and hopefully I'll be adding them to bouquets very soon. But we're almost pretty much done here now. I've got quite the selection. I pretty much talked you through everything. So thank you very much for coming shopping with us. But I'm so excited to get everything planted up. Oh, very, very excited about that. Mum's just looking at the hanging pots. And yeah, this will be our last stop, and then we'll be moseying on home. It's been a big day. I think we're both pretty tired, but we've got a fair bit of gardening ahead of us. Some really beautiful things to come. I'm so excited. Okay, we've managed to squish everything in there. Gosh, that's so pretty. That is our last garden centre stop today, and I've decided, because we've had such a massive day, Mum has bought herself a little treat. So we're going to stop on the way home. I'm going to get myself a little treat, and I've got a bee in my bonnet about picking up this tea. So we might stop and do all of that at the same time. So we've got one more stop to make before we get home, and I'm going to basically be stopping to pick up a little sweet treat for myself. And I am very interested to pick up nettle tea, as in N-E-T-T-L-E-T. I have heard that it is actually really good for you, and it's just a great herbal tea to have. So I'd like to trial it, and I was just telling Mum, I did a little Google search on like the nettle tea benefits, and it says on the Google search that nettle tea is a nutrient-dense herbal beverage rich in vitamin A, C, K, and minerals like iron and calcium. It's widely used to reduce inflammation, elevate seasonal allergy symptoms, support prostate health, manage blood pressure, improve skin conditions such as eczema. It's a mild diuretic and supports joint health and like reduces like arthritis and things. So I think that would just be a really great option as like even like as a morning tea. Like I normally have green tea at breakfast, but then around 10 o'clock it might be nice to have a hot sort of drink, and I could maybe feed in like a nettle tea. It does say to not have like multiple cups in a day, so maybe just one fairly substantial cup would be all right. I'm not sure how it's going to taste. Google's indicates that it tastes quite earthy, so I'm wondering if I could maybe add some of my lemon balm leaves with it to try and just give it a bit more of a lemony kind of taste. But anywho, so we're going to stop off very quickly and pick that up on the way home, and then we will head home. But I'll take you in with me anyway, and I'll show you which one that I end up picking up. All right, we are in the tea section. So they've got all the dandelion tea. I want nettle tea. Nettle, ooh, here we go. So this is one here. So this is nettle. It's in tea bags though. My preference is loose leaf. So let's just keep looking and see what else we can find. So these are all loose leaf. That's chai. Metabolism, that's green tea. What's this? That's green tea. Liver cleanse, lemongrass and ginger, immunity, peppermint, English breakfast. Can you see nettle tea? Alright, leave it with me for a moment and let me have a little look around and see what I can find. Alright, I'm torn. I don't know whether to just go the plain nettle or whether to go like this kind of blend. So this is a immunity blend and it's got echinacea, rosehip, ginger, licorice root, lemongrass, nettle leaf and lemon balm. I don't know. I'm wondering whether I go the blend to start with and see how I go with the flavour. Because I suspect nettle by itself is going to be very earthy. So yeah, maybe I'll do this. It does come in tea bags, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I can always just open up the tea bag and just take out the loose leaf tea and kind of do it that way. So maybe, yeah, maybe I'll get this one and try this one first. Alright. In the little sweet treats section, and yeah, they've got my chocolate here. This is, as you know, my preferred chocolate is this one. So I'm just gonna have a little look and see if there's anything else here that might take my fancy. Oh, as you can see, home sweet home. Oh, it's been a day. It's been such an incredible day. So incredible. I had the best time. But I'm home. It's just gone 4 o'clock and I'm going to make myself a very late lunch. I am starving. We didn't sort of have time to stop and get anything for lunch. So anyway, very hungry. So I'm going to make myself my chicken salad for lunch. I've done that with you a couple of times. But I'm just eyeing the beds. I'm so excited to get everything planted up that we bought today. I'll probably do that in next week's video. So if you want to come and sort of spend a day with me pottering around the garden, planning up, I'll sort of show you how I'm positioning all of the vegetables in the kitchen garden beds. We'll probably head down into the orchard and plant up the cut flowers. If you'd like to see that, do subscribe to the channel because that will probably be up next Wednesday, I would say. But I'm going to get myself a spring onion and I'm going to harvest some of the longevity spinach to go into my salad. I'm looking forward to it so much. The salad is so tasty. You can see the gorgeous late afternoon sunlight here. But that is my lunch. Again, I've made this with you before, but it's slow cooked chicken, carrot, beetroot, cucumber. There's a spring onion in there, spinach, olive oil, some nutritional yeast. I'm trying to think if I've got anything else in there at the moment. Kind of just depends what's in the garden at the time. But that is what I'm having for lunch. I'm absolutely starving. Goodness me. But yeah. So I'm probably going to make myself a cup of tea and then sit down and eat this and just get cozy for the rest of the afternoon. It is quite late and I've got to make bread still. Oh, I will have to actually start doing that quite soon. So I may bid you farewell now. I hope you have really enjoyed spending the day with Mum and I. We've had the best day. I just thought I would just check what the little situation was here. Yeah, we've had the best day. And I'm very, very excited to get out into the kitchen garden and get everything planted up. I think it's going to be so incredible. I love it. I love it when it, you have all the new seedlings and bits and pieces. So as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.